Hey there, West Michigan. I'm meteorologist Samantha Jacques, joined by meteorologist Blake Hansen. We've been tracking what could be a high-impact winter storm coming early next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, but there's still a couple things up in the air.
Yeah, full transparency, we're 4 days out of this potential storm, and there are a lot of question marks, but we do know a few things that could happen in that Tuesday to Wednesday time frame.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we broaden out the view, this storm system we're tracking is all the way back into the Gulf of Alaska. It is just starting to work its way into the Pacific Northwest, which will allow the model data we look at to sample this storm better and eventually give us that better outcome of what will happen here in West Michigan.
Right, and what we need to see happen is we need to see this low track into the continental United States. We need to watch its track as it moves towards us, and that allows us to really depict precipitation type as well as impact. So we want to kind of talk about what those different tracks can be as we head throughout the next couple of days here.
And we have 3 tracks that could be possible with this storm.
So much fun.
Well, we
I
have
love that.
one track, a rain-snow mix, a secondary track that would bring us heavy snow, and then possibly a third track that would lead to very little here in West Michigan. So, Sam, let's start with the first track.
Track number 1, so certainly this system isn't making our lives easy by any means, but track number 1, a rain-snow mix. This means lower snowfall totals overall, because what happens when you introduce rain into a winter system is what snow does come down quickly gets melted away, and then on top of it, it can lower our snowfall totals substantially. We're talking by several inches, and it's not to say that we wouldn't see any snow with this track in West Michigan. We still could.
Yeah.
It's just that the impacts would be lower.
And this first track, that would mean the center of low pressure would mostly work its way through West Michigan, if not even a little bit more to the north and west of us. That would bring in more warm air, and as you just mentioned, meaning more rain, and for the most part, less in the way of impacts for our standards.
Yes, but still experiencing those strong wind gusts with track number 1. One thing that will be really prevalent in track number 2, and this is where we could experience heavy snowfall. And what we would need for all of our snow lovers that want this track to come true, we would need that to kind of track right up through Ohio and clipping just to the east of the Metro Detroit region. That would bring us the strongest band of snowfall.
And this secondary track would give us our highest impacts in the way of wet, dense snow of several inches, along with obviously travel concerns in the way of snow-coated roads. And because of this dynamic storm system, we're talking very gusty winds that would add to very little visibility. And we've seen this type of storm play out before, and with the combination of snow and wind, those impacts would be felt widespread.
Yeah, we talk about the blizzard from last Christmas. Those are kind of the type of deteriorating conditions that could come if we saw the combination of this heavy, dense snowfall as well as strong winds, 35, 45 miles per hour. There would be plenty of Frosty the Snowmans being built all across West Michigan. Yeah.
Then we have this third track, and I would say that our confidence is between track 1 and track 2.
Absolutely.
Those are the main 2 tracks we're deciding between. But there is a possibility a third track comes to fruition, and that would take a well southerly track compared to West Michigan. And that would lead to little in the way of any impacts, both in the way of snow and wind.
And Blake and I would be very sad if this is the track that happens. Light snowfall, minor accumulations, little to no travel concerns. Those of you who are like, I am just happy with how winter has been all season long.
This would be your track.
Yes, you need to start asking for track number 3 to come to fruition. We'd still be a little bit breezy. But I will say, even if this is the track, that does not mean our chances for snowfall are over with. We actually have multiple rounds of winter weather next week, lake enhancement behind the system itself, and so there's still going to be opportunity for snow.
One thing's for sure is that our pattern is becoming more active as we work our way into next week. What we expected is now January. It's been a very lackluster winter, but by far, again, while we do have a lot of question marks, and that's okay for us to say, we do have some question marks.
Still 4 days out.
We're 4 days out, but it's something to have on your radar if you do have plans in that Tuesday to Wednesday time frame. Just to keep in mind, there will be a storm system nearby, and it's just something to keep an eye, keep check on the forecast.
Absolutely.
We know how weather is in West Michigan. It evolves on a dime. But this is what we know so far, and we'll continue to keep looking at the latest trends as we approach, again, Tuesday into Wednesday.
Yeah, Blake and Michael will be here this weekend. We'll be back, George and I, early next week, and Blake tracking the system all weekend long and seeing what actually comes to fruition. But for now, the time is just to, put up the red flag, say, hey, I need to pay a little more attention. We haven't had to pay attention to the forecast in quite a while, so the time is now. But keep checking in with us here on 13 Plus, and of course 13onyourside.com, and of course our newscasts as well. I'm meteorologist Samantha Jacques.
And I'm meteorologist Blake Hansen. Have a great Friday, everyone.